Hello, everybody, and thank you for joining me again on day 22 of our Bible study in the book of Matthew. This is chapter 12. We're starting out and around verse 33. Jesus again reiterates ideology that we've seen in previous chapters of make a tree good and its fruit will be good, or make a tree bad and its fruit will be bad, for a tree is recognized by its fruit. You brood of vipers. Jesus says to those Pharisees, you brood of vipers. How can you say, you who are evil? How can you who are evil say anything good? For the mouth speaks what the heart is full of. You ever found moments inside your daily life where people say something that is off base, out of character, suspicious, and oftentimes the person passes it off as being sarcasm or just joking, just teasing, just hazing, kind of maniacally or arguably narcissistically avoiding their own personal responsibility for the insults that they gave while passing them off as a joke. But not just that, turning it right around and blaming you for mentioning that they even did it or being offended by it. Jesus says the mouth speaks what the heart is full of. I suppose one saving grace is that while people may get away with a lot here in this world, nobody ever gets away with anything in the end. It is all being kept track of. There's a record of every single idle word that we speak. And later in this chapter, we see that we will give account for every word. Your mouth speaks what your heart is full of. I don't think that doesn't mean that there are exceptions where people say something accidentally, but I think oftentimes the things that we say are a reflection of what's inside our heart, probably more often than not. A good man brings good things out of the good stored up in him, and an evil man brings evil things out of the evil stored up in him. But I tell you that everyone will have to give account on the day of judgment for every empty word they have spoken. For by your words you will be acquitted, and by your words you will be condemned. It all matters. Everything you say, do, think, it all matters. Jesus is bringing back to them, it's not just a matter of legalistically following a set of laws. It's about what's in your heart too. And it's about letting your obedience to the commandments of God flow from your submission to God in your heart, in your spirit, in your soul, inside you. Letting that outward appearance of the Holy Spirit come directly from an inward presence of the Holy Spirit working in your life, and not attempting to manufacture the appearance of it beside the fact. Some of the Pharisees and teachers of the law said to him, "Teacher, we want to see a sign from you." And Jesus says a verse that I struggle with. Jesus answered to them, "Is a wicked and adulterous generation asks for a sign. I've been in many places in my life where I wanted a sign from God. And I don't want to believe that I'm inside a wicked and adulterous generation for desiring a sign. Maybe there's some other way to interpret this, but I don't see it. And so this remains something that is hard for me to hear, but something that I seek to reflect on. But none will be given it except for the sign of the prophet Jonah. For as Jonah was 3 days and 3 nights in the belly of a huge fish, so the Son of Man will be 3 days and 3 nights in the heart of the earth. And the heart of the earth is, for many people, a representation or literal Sheol, where Jesus was. He died, went down to the resting place of all souls, into Sheol, and conquered death there. It was in Sheol for 3 days and 3 nights. The men of Nineveh, this is big, important right here. The men of Nineveh will stand up at the judgment with this generation and condemn it. You Pharisees, the men of Nineveh are going to stand up at the judgment day, and they're going to condemn you. Because they repented at the preaching of Jonah, and now something greater than Jonah is here, and you're not repenting. Therefore, the people of Nineveh, that you probably look down on because they weren't Jewish in background that I know of, they were more so pagan and worshiping other gods, they're going to condemn you at the day of judgment because they repented. And now here you have the Messiah preaching to you, and you're still not repenting. And in continuation, the Queen of the South will rise at the judgment with this generation and condemn it. The Queen of the South is going to condemn you because she came from the ends of the earth to listen to Solomon's wisdom. And now something greater than Solomon is here. You can read the story of the Queen of the South visiting Solomon. She's like a big queen hearing of Solomon's famed wisdom and that type of thing. And she came and visited and was amazed. She came from the ends of the earth to listen to Solomon's wisdom, and now something greater than Solomon is here. Jesus is here. And you're not making all this effort to hear Christ like she did for Solomon, it appears. It's heavy. The next verses are very interesting too. Jesus is describing an aspect of the spiritual realm, and one of the things that does happen within the realm of people being possessed by impure spirits. When an impure spirit comes out of a person, it goes through arid places seeking rest and does not find it. Then it says, I will return to the house I left. When it arrives, it finds the house unoccupied, swept clean, and put in order. Then it goes and takes with it 7 other spirits more wicked than itself, and they go in and live there. And the final condition of that person is worse than the first. That is how it will be with this wicked generation. So the thought of you can be demon possessed and have the demons cast out of you, and then at a later time that demon can bring back more and more demons. One thing that stands out to me reading that is it talks about when the demons come back, when the impure spirit comes back, it finds the house unoccupied. Maybe Jesus is talking about somebody who is not occupied by the Holy Spirit. Somebody who doesn't have the indwelling presence of the Holy Spirit And I wonder if having that Holy Spirit presence in you will prevent evil spirits from attempting to break in. Something to think about. The final condition of that house, or that person, is worse than the first. That is how it will be with this wicked generation. If that is true, if that hypothesis is true, I guess then it's of extreme importance that if you are a person that has a demon cast out of you, do not neglect to seek God and seek His Holy Spirit and be possessed by that Holy Spirit. Be subdued to the Holy Spirit so that you will be occupied. I appreciate you watching. Thank you. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe if you'd like to see more. And I'll see you tomorrow for the next one. Thanks. Bye.